Hello. Hello, Dennis. hmm Um, Not really. I appreciate the work you're doing to really engage the community with these interviews. Personally watched a few, so like skimmed a few. I've looked at a few. I liked the one you did with who was it? With it was like a congressperson. I can't quite remember. That one was good. Oh wait, Quad Ash. That's the one I watched. The one with the ambassador. It's really insightful into the internal politics of DOS. Um, so my recent role as Secretary of Defense is really fun. I hadn't really expected to serve in the administration. I left I left most things in OSF the 1st of July when my term in the Senate expired. When Andy, because we like served the same length that class one term, which like coincides with the president. So I left when Andy left. I served on his campaign. It was really fun, but obviously it wasn't successful. So I left in July. Yeah, it was unexpected because I was traveling. I was traveling. I was in Spain. I was in France. Yeah. And then I come back from France. I was expecting to go into the Department of State because I was talking to Cole and he was like, yeah, you should totally apply. So I was like tempted to go into an ambassadorship, a deputy ambassadorship. But actually quite, we need staff right now. I'm not sure if anybody's interested, but if you are, go and apply. But yeah, I was expecting to go into the Department of State. Oh no, for the State Department. Yeah. And then SecDef came along. Nathan basically DM'd me. Yeah, they do. It's quite an issue right now. But it's not an issue that can't be fixed. Yeah, so Nathan, oh, flicky phone. I was tempted to do that as well. I wasn't offered it. I just wanted to dabble in the news because I quite like doing the like election stats. I feel like more news companies should really like report on elections and like the turnout, who won, and like what like a post-election analysis. I feel like that'd be really interesting to do. Like feeding into that for a little bit. Yeah, it's like that was really fun. Oh, polling. Yes, polling's really fun, and it was fun when me and Andy did that. But yeah, yeah, I've heard quite a lot. Um, yeah, we need more polling companies and more like news companies that actually like report on the group because I feel like it's a good way to like engage the community and like it's like death was really fun, even though it was unexpected. I hadn't really not really had much experience in the defense department. Yeah, I get that. Like to yap to people as well. Any other roles? Like, yeah, yeah, sure. Um, my role experience is my experience in the group has low-key kind of been more Congress dominated than a lot of people. I think I served around, yeah, served around, I don't know, 7 terms. Served like consecutively as well. So it was like 7 months just like in a row um, in Congress um, before being elected vice president. Um, so that was really fun. Speaker was fun, but again, looking back, I feel like there was a lot of like external conflict going off, and Congress was just mainly being used as like puppet in that conflict. Um, I didn't really see it then, but looking back, people were definitely like getting into it for the wrong reasons. So that kind of like damaged my house speaker term. But Congress is really fun. I wish more people got into it because once they're like in Congress, it's like hard to get out because of the like it's definitely like a different aspect to the group. Like you can like join the group to like shoot people, like chase criminals, but Congress is really unique in which it's like a community within the community. It's like you form like connections with other Congress people you wouldn't necessarily have made. Mm. It definitely takes a lot of like connecting with people to use. Whereas I feel like other parts of the community, you just have to, be good at a job, like, and have talent. Uh, my accomplishments in Congress. Um, ooh, well, I'm not one of those Congress people that just sit there and don't make legislation. I have made some legislation, but most of it has like either been repealed or like updated. I worked hard with the FBI to make um, administrative subpoenas, which are basically subpoenas for people to produce evidence up to the FBI and investigations and stuff. It was very legal, yeah, which I'm quite proud of that because it was very legal. I'm not very indulged in American legal systems. So it definitely like took a a new level of understanding. Yeah, yeah, it definitely is fun. I think it's I think the most fun I've had in this group is probably like from Congress. And um, I do miss it sometimes. I do wish I was back in Congress. I feel like there's other parts of the group that I need to explore. Yeah. It is also hard. It's definitely hard. I feel like it's a lot of trial and error. You need to like fail before you can really get the experience, make a bill. Hmm. I don't think it's necessarily not doing anything crazy. I think it's more not doing anything that's like rash, like rushed. Feel like you have to really think it out. Uh-huh. The US codes, yeah. Hmm. The vice presidency, yeah. It's a really fun time. So the vice president was really fun. It's definitely a different experience to like just it's definitely a different experience to like Speaker of the House because as much as it is like running the Senate, like really like organizing the senators and like influencing the House, it is a lot of like internal debates about like the direction of departments and like the issues that need to be fixed. And there was a lot of like discussions about like how to fix the military. We ended up reforming the army into the Marines. There's a lot of yeah, yeah, definitely. There's like a degree of responsibility there. You're kind of like you're kind of helping manage the entire group, if that makes sense. Like if it if something does go wrong, it's kind of a joint failure, and you and the president, because you are basically managing the entire group along with the founders. Yeah, but it's definitely fun. It was a fun time. I have made. You're like before vice president, I was just in the congressional circle, the PD. Yeah, so it's definitely different to like Congress. Like when I was in Congress, I just had like connections in Congress. Like talk to like my party, um, talk to like colleagues, like the speaker. I wouldn't really speak to anybody else. As president, definitely like expanded my connections and friendships. So it was a bomb threat from Mr. Muhammad. I don't know. I don't know if Muhammad has it in him. Yeah, most. Um, I really didn't find it difficult, but I feel like that's just because I feel like I found a way to really like the pull on the senators and the House. I definitely found ways to like influence them and to like just go with the flow. Mm. So it wasn't really they didn't really put up much of a challenge. Makes sense. Definitely light going and easy. You make a lot of friends. The easiest way to like influence the Senate and like Congress as a whole is just to like befriend all of them. Then it becomes like easier to have a like a reasoned debate, like discuss ideas. And once you can do that effectively, it becomes a lot easier to like get people to vote for you for your like positions and stuff. Um, but again, I was a union. Yeah. Well, maybe. He's definitely, I feel like he definitely is like picking up the slack from, well, I'm not being part of it, really talking about. I feel like congressional meetings aren't, did like, dinner. But like they aren't needed if you have a good connection to all the senators and good coordination in the Senate. I don't know. Feels like the meetings are only there because there is this like degree of like uncoordination. As vice president, yeah, I hosted a lot of congressional balls. It's really fun to. Um, but as the congressional meetings, I normally just met with individual senators. I like spoke with them individually. Did it that way. A group circle. Um, uh-huh. You have to earn their trust, and they kind of have to like be friendly with you if you want to get anywhere. Yeah, I can read you. I can read your messages. Yeah, yeah. Instead in the MPD and Marshall Service. Yeah, so I start with the Marshall Service because that's more prominent. And I'm currently serving as Deputy Chief US Marshal, which is the second in command of the Marshall Service. Um, I'm serving with Uncle Ace. He's really, I rate him. He's kind of chill. Oh, sorry. What's going on? Is that better? Okay, maybe I just need to speak up. Maybe it's because I'm kind of quiet. Let me just say everything. Okay, maybe that fixed it. Okay, we'll try that. So the United States Marshal Service is quite a broad agency. It deals with, it executes warrants issued by federal judges. It's the main warrant service. Um, It 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 does prison services. So it guards the federal prison. It keeps the federal prisoners secure and like mm, it just makes sure they carry their sentence. They serve their sentence. We protect we execute warrants. We protect the prisons. We also protect judges. Yeah, it's under the judicial branch. Um, we're under the oversight of PD, the CEO of Chief Justice. That's really fun. Um, I just basically help out with the running of the division. I normally, I normally lead the details. You'll normally see me at the State of the Union organizing the details for the judicial branch, and inaugurations and stuff like that. Oh, so to get into USMS, you basically just have to apply. It's quite a it's quite a selective process. So there is some strict criteria. You need to the criteria exactly states that you need to be an established member of a community. So you can't be like it's not an entry division, if that makes sense. You kind of have to be known and like be credible and trustworthy and like a reputation. Yeah, you need early experience, but you also need a degree of protected division experience. So the SS or DSS, MPD, FBI, really good divisions to join, get the experience. It's just on a case by case basis. An established member of the community is someone who's been here for like who hasn't just joined, if that makes sense. Who's like who we know is like credible and like isn't just gonna like leave or like be completely new to the community. You kind of need to be well respected. You can't be like toxic. It's not well. You need to be experienced. You need to really have that establishment in the community. So I'd say I'd argue you're established. Like um yeah. Yeah, for MPD. I rejoined I was in MPD before I was elected vice president. That's why I left. I got all the way up to commander, the internal affairs department. Yeah. I was in MPD for about a year. And then I was elected VP, so I had to leave. But it was really fun. Yeah. I served with J Fong. I rejoined MPD because of J Fong. Saw the activity. I thought it was fun. I'm friends with a lot of people. Decided to rejoin. And then J Fong asked me to help out, but I'm not staying for long. Yeah, MPD is doing really well. Yeah, I'm not staying for long. So I was made a captain, and then I moved down to lieutenant and to make way for Rem. Yeah, I think it's doing a good job. Then I plan on leaving soon. A good contractor. I wouldn't really say that. I just wanted to rejoin just to like help out where I could and like boost the numbers. Yeah, just I was a little bit bored. I was leaving sector. It's something to pass the time. And also Hisaniki. Hisaniki was there. Served with him. Yeah, he did really good. I like his bot. He made a bot for NPD. It's really good. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe the state of I don't know. I feel like it's really interesting to like look at. I don't know. I feel like we've seen like a rise in independence recently. Don't understand what the beef is with parties. It's like obviously both performed quite poorly in terms of like organization and like politics, but I feel like it makes sense. But I feel like you can still be independent in a party. Like, that's how it should be. Because you're part of a caucus. So you can't I don't know. I feel like the caucus has a collective goal. Mm. That's all what a party is, like a collective people. Yeah. This Islamic thing. That was definitely blown out of proportion. It was definitely yeah. The Union Party really got that wrong. I feel like there was like a lot of egos in play and a lot of personal like, resentment. Yeah. Well, I feel like the UP and all parties, they don't really realize how much power over their senators, and specifically, especially because I feel like with a Senate caucus, there's no rules about in the constitution. Yeah, you can kick him out of the caucus. You don't have to like just like keep him on and like just complain about him in statements. And that's the same with like the national committee hold the power to censor people in their party, which is quite powerful. I don't know. I just feel like yeah, everybody tried to help him, but I don't know. I feel like you can't just like be like, oh no, Stan likes being weird and stuff, and then just like not do anything. No, I feel like that's what happened. They just like sat on their hands and hoped he went away. Yeah, the UP isn't. It's definitely needing. Always been like an independent voter for the House. Vote which caucus like locks in the most voted. I used to be a LP member. Well, it was Free Patriots. I used to be a Free Patriot, and I moved to the Union Party. May may go back to the Liberty Party soon. It's definitely on the table right now. Yeah, but I definitely want to get back. I was chairman of the UP, and the party was really like unified, really like organized. And I definitely do want to get back into party politics, like because I formed the first Realist Caucus. You didn't know that was really organized. It was a success. Maybe join a party and see if I can create a party that like promotes like independent thought debate. No, made a realist caucus um, in May 2025. Then it disbanded when I left it in July. And then Revocate basically DM'd me asking if he could like use the name, make something similar. But it was fun. I definitely am considering like returning to party. Yeah. 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 I feel like independent caucuses don't want the House. And personally, I like just yeah. Yeah. I definitely think it's more of a Senate thing. These independent caucuses. No, no, not really any closing remarks, but the future of my career is going to be really interesting. Something planned later this month. Be quite fun to see. Definitely think it's going to be, yeah, I've got plans for the future. Just rot. My like school schedule is really generous this semester. Yeah. Yes, it's really fun. Okay, goodbye, Dennis. Yeah, you too.